management, what this program offers you, how it helps develop your skills with enrollment steps for those of you who are interested in taking the program, and I'll try to answer your questions. The discipline of general management. I'll talk a little bit about general management for a second, and then I'll mention the fact that it's gone through a great evolution in the last several years. So general management actually arose out of the World War II and post-war period, where concepts of scientific management started to come out of business. A lot of it was driven by the need to produce weapons of war for that struggle. So a number of different American firms started the process of
World War II
understanding how to manage large organizations and enterprises efficiently. The concepts of management from businesses pre-war had not lived up to the needs of that increased production environment. So after the war, those general managers expanded the number of business schools and management schools, MBA programs around the world. They also, for example, trained Japanese business executives in principles of quality management, things that then, a few decades, let the Japanese manufacturers lead the world in quality and efficiency. Since then, of course, the principles have spread throughout the world, but even those principles from the 1970s and 80s have become dated. Theories of general management, human resources management, information systems management, all of the different aspects of enterprise and general management have really undergone a huge transformation in the last several years since the advent of the pandemic. And that's caused structures and techniques and methods of management to have to go through a rapid evolution as people move to remote work, as customer contact became a non-contact online method, and as digital technologies came to the forefront. So we live in a digital economy now, and digital economy requires digital savvy managers, whether you are in an online business or whether you're in a traditional manufacturing business that produces goods in a factory. Digital systems and tools and digital methods are an integral part of general management. So managers have to understand digital technology, its applications in managing enterprises in a digital world, and as I mentioned, even most traditional industries depend on it. So the field of management is evolving rapidly. It requires you to keep up. You need to have a broad range of skills. If you are in general management and your aspiration is ultimately to move into executive management in an organization, then you need skills of general management, understanding the principles, which include economics, accounting, and financial management. You need to understand operations and supply chain management. You need to understand, of course, marketing and sales management. You need to understand leadership, human resource management. You need to understand business analytics. And then you need to be able to look ahead into business strategy and use the technique of design thinking to understand and empathize with your customers better. And you need to understand the digital disruption we're living through and how to leverage that for innovation in your organization. So this is a spectrum of skills that you need to succeed in general management. And that opens the door to a career path where you can move from the level of a group or department manager to a division manager, a functional area director like the VP or CXO of a particular part of the company, chief financial officer, chief manufacturing officer, that type of thing, where you need to have the broad background of general management in order to be able to interact with other departments and also manage your department well. Then you move up to a general management type of position, a VP, senior VP, and president, and then the C-suite or the managing director, CEO, CXO, as I mentioned. All of these types of positions lead up and carry you through to whatever aspiration you have within your organization, or if you have the aspiration to start your own organization. But you need to have the strong general management background to do that. So that leads to our first poll question. Hope we are all tracking along. If you have questions for me, please put them into the Q&A function of Zoom or into your chat box in your streaming services, your chat or comment box, and we'll try to take those in the Q&A portion at the end. But I have a question for you first, which is, what has stopped you up till now from taking a program to certify yourself in general management? So is it because you can't find a program that has a curriculum that covers all of the skills we talked about? Is it because you don't feel that you'd come out of a program with practical experience that you'd be able to demonstrate those skills? Somebody, whether an employer or a interviewer, is it because you have looked at pre-recorded video programs and decided that that's not a really efficient way for you to learn? Or is it because your work schedule has precluded you from having the time to do it? So the numbers are starting to slow down, and I'm going to give you 5 seconds, please, to get your answers in. And we'll close the poll. 3, 2, 1. So it's interesting, as I run a number of webinars for Simplilearn and our partners, these numbers distributions change. Today, it's a fairly flat distribution. People have said they can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. About the same number said that they couldn't find one with practical exposure, where they'd come out of the program saying, here's the work I've done. And then almost as many have said that the work schedule, their personal life, make it difficult to find the time. So let's move on and talk about this program and how it relates to those things. Oh, I apologize. This is the executive program in general management, executive certificate program in general management, not data science for business decisions. Apologize for that typo. But this is a program with the QR code will take you to the correct program page if you're interested. Comprehensive curriculum with an industry-aligned path. I'm going to share that with you. With integrated labs and hands-on projects for practical experience, we have a platform, and this is the reason that IIM Indore has selected Simplilearn to work with as the delivery partner for this particular program. We provide a platform that gives you access to online live virtual classrooms from your desktop or laptop. You can actually pick the programs or review materials from your mobile device if you wish, although the screen size may make it a little difficult, but it's available to you 24/7 on any device, and it allows you to fit in your studying to your particular schedule. The part of the program that is fixed to a particular timetable is the lecture schedule, where you do have to show up to the live virtual classrooms at the appointed time, but everything else in between, your case studies, projects, um, other review materials are available to you 24/7, and you have 24/7 support for using that. So, again, I apologize for that typo. This is the program certificate of the type that IIM Indore issues you at the end of this process. It's a 6-month program, and you have access, as I mentioned, to the projects, case studies, integrated lab work. You have live classes from the IIM Indore faculty, and at the end, you will earn 2-year alumni status from IIM Indore and Simplilearn. We sponsored that for you. And you have the option during this program to take an campus immersion for 3 days in Indore. That's an additional cost element of the program, so that's at your option. Now, IIM Indore is an institute, Indian Institute of Management, Indore, which was established in 1996. It has an auxiliary campus in Mumbai, and it offers an array of different business and management programs, postgraduate diplomas. It is ranked 7th in the National Institutional Ranking Framework by the Ministry of Education, and it is ranked 25th in Asia, the global MBA rankings. So, of course, it's fully accredited by CSB, AMBA, and EFMD, and this is a program that will give you recognition wherever you take the certificate. So we're very proud to be the delivery partner for IIM Indore. This is the advisory board for this program. You'll hear from one or two of these folks shortly. The professors are drawn from the different departments, including finance and accounting, economics, marketing, operations, quantitative techniques, organizational behavior and human resource management group. So all of the different aspects are drawn on for the faculty for the certificate program. And your eligibility for the program allows you to draw from any business background or industry sector. You don't have to come out of any particular industry or any particular function. Do have to possess a bachelor's degree. So you must hold a bachelor's degree with 50% or higher marks in any discipline, whether that's a technology discipline, a financial discipline, a commercial discipline, business, liberal arts, any of the different backgrounds. You do also have to have 2 or more years of work experience. So this is not a program intended for brand new graduates who have come out of university without any business experience or work experience in the working world. And it's not for people who are still at university, unfortunately. So you do have to have that bachelor's degree. You do have to have the 2 years of work experience because IIM Indore is set on making sure that you have the background you need to succeed in this program. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense for you to take the program unless you have that very high chance of success. So, poll question for the audience. How many years of experience do you have? We want to know if you meet that qualification. So, we'll leave this open briefly because it's a fairly simple question. And I'll close the poll in about 10 seconds. So please get your answers in. And we'll close in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So about 40% of our audience are people who are currently studying. Another 25% are people who might not quite be at the 2-year minimum mark. Have about a little more than a third of the audience are people with certainly 3 or more years of experience. So again, if you're shy of the 2-year mark, or if you haven't earned your degree yet, we encourage you to keep in touch with us and to ask us all the questions you need to know about this program for the time when you are fully qualified to take it. But in the meantime, let me move on to what the program really is, how it prepares you. So I'm going to allow one of the professors to tell the
Hi,
story.
I am Manoj Motiani, currently working as Associate Professor in Marketing Area at Indian Institute of Management, Indore. Welcome to the Executive Certificate Program in General Management.
Oops, excuse me. Wanted to check the chat to make
Offered by
sure you
IIM
could hear him.
Indore in collaboration with Simplilearn. Established in 1996, the Indian Institute of Management Indore has been a leader in the field of management education and seek to be contextually relevant business school with a world-class academic standards that develop socially conscious managers, leaders, and entrepreneurs. With content prepared by IIM Indore, the program offers an unprecedented view of various management functions and will be helping the participant to understand multifaceted issues in management. Let me introduce to all the other professors whom you would be meeting. Professor Siddharth Rastogi would be taking your course on economics for business. In this course, he would be talking about the basic framework of economics, which is essential for any good manager. Then we have Professor Soumya Ranjan Das, who would be talking about accounting and financial management, trying to help us to understand about financial statements and the accounting practices which are required in an organization. Then we have Professor Hasmukh Gajjar, who would be talking about operations and supply chain management, where he would be talking about some fundamental principles which drive operation and supply chain management in an organization. Then we have Professor Aditya Birlore, who would be talking about marketing management, which covers the concept of brand, consumer, and all the stakeholders who are interested in delivering a value to an organization. Then we have Professor Amitabh Kodwani, who would be talking about human resource management and the role of leadership and management, where he would be covering some basic foundational topics related to human resource management and some steps which would be required to leading them successfully. Then we
Every
have
time I
Professor
touch my screen.
Saurabh Kumar, who would be talking about business analytics and digital innovation, which will help organizations to take the big steps of changes in the today's digital world. Then we have Professor Subrata Basu, who would be talking about business strategy and how to connect all the pins of functional management together to execute corporate strategies. Then we have Professor Sachinanand Menegal, who would be taking sessions about design thinking and how these ideas can be useful in terms of creating organizations which can innovate at a very rapid pace. The online general management program will provide a broad overview of the business environment and the new essential of business strategy for learners who want to transition from functional strategy to a business strategy role. This program includes master classes by IIM Indore faculty, campus immersion at IIM Indore campus for 3 days, job assisted support by Simplilearn, where learners get an access to job fairs, resume building, one-to-one mock interviews, and so on. And finally, alumni status and certificate by IIM Indore. Combining the best of industry expertise and academic rigor, this executive certificate program in general management ends with a capstone that you can use to show your skill and expertise to potential employers. We look forward to welcoming you on board the program. Cheers and all the best.
All right. So So that was a brief overview of the program. Let's go a little bit deeper into it. And the program builds up your general management skills in a stepwise fashion. So you have a total of 13 modules from the orientation to the capstone. These are all, as I said, delivered online. You do have the option of taking some of them in the on-campus immersion. That's an additional cost element of the program if you choose to undertake it. But we start off with an orientation session, which gets you an overview of how the program will flow, what the online environment will look like, how to use it. Then from that, you start the actual classes, first with Foundations of Management to give you the broad overview of the field. Then moving into economics and how businesses function in order to earn profit. Accounting and financial management, important scorekeeping of business. Operations and supply chain management, looking at how your business actually delivers your product or service to the customer. Marketing management, how you communicate to potential customers and existing customers what you offer and how you will deliver it to them. Human resources, management of people who make up your enterprise, how to motivate and direct them. Business and analytics, again, getting to the digital part that I emphasized earlier, understanding how to use data to become a data-driven organization so that you can make decisions based on actual observations of the real world rather than gut feeling, and knowing when to trust your gut versus when to turn to the data. Management and leadership, of course, are thought of as the core strategies of general management, but of course they're just one component, although a very important one. Business and strategy, as the professor mentioned, if you're transitioning from a functional role and your job is to currently to make sure that one part of your business functions properly, this helps to open up your thinking to what are the strategies that your entire enterprise have to follow in order to thrive and grow. Design thinking is a discipline that allows you to develop empathy with your customers and understand how to craft your products and services so that they delight your customers and therefore beat the competition. Digital disruption and innovation, again, dips into the domain of how has our world changed as digital technology has broadened and deepened into our lives. What ways can we take advantage of that to innovate? And then we finally give you the opportunity to tie all of this together in a capstone project. Where basically you create a management business plan for an enterprise based on a case study or based on a situation that you want to bring to the program. So this takes about 6 months. These are about 2-week modules, and they're all delivered on the Simplilearn learning environment. And I'm going to let this individual talk about how that works and give you a glimpse into it.
Welcome to Simplilearn and our unique online bootcamp where millions of professionals have gotten the skills they need to succeed. There are 2 components that make our online bootcamp approach so successful. Great content from the world's leading technology companies, practitioners, and universities, and a unique and proprietary learning environment that was specifically designed for high engagement and learner support. When you log into Simplilearn, you set the course timeline that meets your busy work and home schedule and keep track of your progress every step of the way. We'll help you stay on plan with automated and 24/7 human support. At the core of our programs are our live virtual classrooms where you interact real time with trainers that are recognized leaders in their field. There, you'll review key concepts, get questions answered, and interact with your peers.
The important reports on the audience, if you notice, are demographics. This is super useful, especially if you're running ads, for example. You could do it on social media. Later, you'll learn social media marketing too. By looking at these numbers, you'll be able to understand the age range of people that you should be targeting. You know what? You could just focus only on that age category, show your advertisements to them. Very useful.
That's not all. You get to learn from faculty at global universities and industry experts via master classes. Ask your questions to top industry leaders in exclusive Ask Me Anything sessions.
So there's another interesting question on the chat box and say that to optimize in YouTube, you could use the rising section of Google Trends and optimize it. Okay, so let's go back to here, right here where it says web searches, and you can see that there's going to be the YouTube searches, okay? So now you can see that the YouTube searches is going to be, so there's a option under not just web search, and there's going to be a YouTube search, okay? So just go ahead and click on YouTube search, and you should be able to optimize your search results.
So what is in-stream ads? In-stream ads refer to when we come across any sort of original video, in-stream ads would appear within those video content. So you would be paused when you are watching an original video and lead to a video ad, and then go back to the original video content.
We believe people learn best by doing. Go beyond practice. Tackle practical problems with multiple projects and simulations, and work on a real-world capstone project that you can showcase to future employers. Your learning isn't restricted to just live classes. Explore our highly effective self-learning videos and other resources to fine-tune your learning and remain up to date always. You can focus on different learning approaches by subject to personalize the overall learning experience to your learning style and needs. At the end of it all, you get to walk away with globally recognized certificates from top universities for the program, leading companies for specialized courses, and Simplilearn. So, come on in. Experience professional learning like you've never done before. Get started today.
Okay. I wanted to share that with you because it gives you an idea of how the mechanics of the program work when you're sitting at home or in your office and taking the courses. You get, as you could see at the very beginning of the video, you get an overview of the entire curriculum of your program, so you can see where you are, how far you've gotten in each of the courses. As each course completes, you get access to the following course, so it keeps you in a sequence and on a timeline that gives you the, as I said, best chance of success. The online virtual classroom allows you to interact directly with your instructor. They can share their lecture materials live with you. You can share your questions live with them, interact with other people in that virtual classroom. You have the tests and assessments that you do at the end of each module to make sure that you've mastered the material. You also have the projects and the case studies that you do during each module to, as our representative said, to do learning by doing, redundant, but to learn by doing and to get those practical skills really under your skin. The capstone project ties all of the skills that you've acquired together. You draw on the knowledge you gained in all of the courses within the program, and you put together a final project that you can then demonstrate as practical experience of how you've used those new skills in a real world type problem. The system keeps track of your progress, gives you prompts to make sure that you're on time for your classes and on track for your progress through the program. It unlocks the certificates that attest to your completion of each course. And finally, the certificate that's issued by IIM Indore, it's finally unlocked by the end of the capstone project. And the platform is the one place to get support, both in the technical support for the platform itself, want to understand how a particular function works, or where to find something, contact us 24/7. But if you have also subject matter questions, we do offer support, and we offer a forum that allows you to ask your peers for their opinions and their help as you're going through the program. So it's an environment that allows you to learn in a social environment like a school rather than in an isolated environment just watching videos. We find that it's highly effective, very rich, and will get you to the final result that you're looking for. And what we'll talk about are those final results. So first, the cohorts of classes, the batches of different learners have come from a variety of industries. As I said, the program doesn't require you to be from any particular background. So people from various multinational companies have sent their folks to IIM Indore for training. People from IT and services backgrounds, but banking, financial, software, automotive manufacturing, financial services, telecommunications, just a wide spectrum of industry experience. So those are the types of people that you'll be learning alongside. And as the professor mentioned, Simplilearn also offers as part of this program a job assist service. Not a job guarantee program. We don't guarantee that you will get a particular or a new job because of the program, but we do offer you full support in finding another job if that's your goal. If you're taking this program to be able to move up and maybe move into a different organization, we will fully support that with the job assist services. So we do offer ongoing educational events, career events, things that you'll be able to access for free on an ongoing basis. We also offer you the real world projects and case studies across industries that become part of your portfolio with this program, including the all important capstone. And then we offer for 6 months after you earn your IIM Indore certificate, for 6 months thereafter, you have access to the job assist services that include access to a job portal, which gives you the ability to access certain exclusive jobs listed through IIM Jobs. That's a valuable part of the program, but I think the more valuable parts, in my opinion, are the resume review and rewrite service and the one-on-one interview service. In the modern world, your resume has to be more than a paper document. It has to be accessible to AI filters that are part of the automated tracking systems that employers use to get programs or to get employees through their hiring filter. That means your resume has to be written in a way so that the AI bot can read it and understand it and match it up to the job descriptions that the employer has issued. That's a different way of looking at a resume than the traditional view. However, once you've gone through that AI filter, do you have to fulfill the traditional job of the resume to impress a human reviewer who will see this on their screen or on a piece of paper and say, this is the type of person that we want. They have the background. They clearly have the attitude and drive to succeed. You need to have a resume that communicates those things. So this resume review and rewrite is a very important service. Similarly, the one-on-one interview service prepares you for the next step, which is if your resume has caught the attention of a recruiter or a hiring manager, then you will have to do interviews, whether those are by telephone, by Skype or Zoom, or in person. And you'll have several layers of interviews, both to review your technical qualifications, your particular skills, and your experience, but also a layer of interviews that talk about your fit culturally with the organization, your ability to play as part of a team, and those softer skills. So having the opportunity to meet one-on-one with interview prep people who will guide you through mock interviews and help you improve, put your best foot forward is extremely valuable as well. So as I mentioned, we have a series of webinars, different from this one, which talks about a particular program. With IIM Indore, we do general webinars that talk about skills you'll need in different industry or technology sectors, how to find jobs, how to use career development tools, how to improve your career, different techniques, everything from time management to understanding new technologies, and even mini courses in particular skills. So I take a webinar that's a 1-hour course in a technical programming skill or a digital marketing skill or a general management skill. So these are available to you at no cost on an ongoing basis. So based on what we've shared, and I ask the audience, ask you all, are you interested in enrolling in this program just based on what you've seen so far? Let this run. And give you about another 20 seconds. And please be patient. We'll be answering your questions in the Q&A shortly. All right, I'm going to close the poll. And as you can see, more than 3/4, just shy of 80% of the audience said, yes, you are interested based on what you've seen so far. I'm sure you get to take a look at those numbers. So what I'm going to do is move on and talk about how to enroll in the program. So enrollment steps are fairly straightforward. You send an email to us at askus@simplilearn.net, as we are the delivery administrative partner for this program with IIM Indore. And our learning consultants will take your information, ask you the questions you need to answer about your educational background, your work experience, and your level of desire and interest in the field of general management. Then together with IIM Indore, we review the qualifications that you put forth, make sure that you meet the prerequisites for the program, and then you'll receive an admission offer from us, at which point you can then enroll in the program. And the program starts again on 31 January, so it's coming up about a week. And the classes schedule starts 18 February. So typically classes of this type are held on weekends or on weeknight evenings. You'll ask the learning consultant about the particular schedule for this cohort. The price, as you can see, is $247,800, and you can stretch that out with zero interest financing at 8,226 rupee a month. That allows you to pay this over time rather than be faced with a large lump sum payment up front. Again, please contact us at askus@simplilearn.net. I will put that information into the chat briefly. So I'm going to cut and paste into the chat. There we go. So you have that email address that you can copy and paste, and you also have the link to the program page. So one question before and one question after our Q&A. If you are interested in the program, now that you've seen schedule and cost, how soon would you want to start? Are you looking to start in that immediate cohort that begins at the end of January? Is this something that you're looking further out? So we'll let this run for a bit. Give it about another 15 seconds. I'll close the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So a little over 10% of you are interested in starting immediately. And a little bit more than that are interested in starting maybe the next cohort after. For those of you who are looking 6 months or more than 6 months out, again, we recommend that you contact us at askus@simplilearn.net. And from that, we'll keep you in the loop and keep you informed about this program so that when you are ready to make that choice, you'll have everything for that decision. So let me move on. We now are at our question and answer. So I'm going to stop sharing the presentation because you don't need to stare at that slide. You can stare at me instead, but I'm going to also make sure we don't have, whether we have any questions here from our LinkedIn audience. Excuse me as I look. Okay. I've not seen the answers here. So not seeing any questions from our online streaming audience. So I'll go back to our questions that have come in through Zoom. So one attendee has asked, how can we apply this? And that's a actually great question because general management skills apply in any role within an organization. You're going to be called on to manage everything from your own work to your local team to a department to a group to a complete functional stack within an organization all the way to a division or a location. And as you move up in that hierarchy, you'll be able to apply more and more of the skills so that you'll be able to take on a global role within your organization. But it's valuable if you work in a particular part of an organization to have the overview of how the entire organization works and what its strategy is. So again, unless your ambition is to work within a particular function, which some people really enjoy, want to do a particular task like sales, or they want to do a particular task like product development, or a particular task like operations and manufacturing management. And all of those, you may be able to succeed in those areas without an understanding of the general background. The general background of general management will always be helpful to you. So it'll be your choice whether the trade-off between the time and cost of the program gives you that advantage in that particular function. If you're looking to move into general management itself and move up the organization, this is an extremely valuable program. Apply it directly. Vahav asks a great question. Does AI replace management? The interesting thing about AI is that so far it's great at mimicking people in certain respects, but it is not good at actually understanding people. We have heard a lot recently, for example, about ChatGPT as the flavor of the month in AI and how it can write things as if it was a human being. And all of the reviews I've read have said it writes things as if it was a high school or college student who was tasked with reading about those things and then writing a report about them. It doesn't get into real understanding or creativity. It assembles different pieces and it puts them into an order that seems reasonable. That's the same notion that you would have with, notion you would have with AI in management. It will be able to emulate and behaviors of managers, but at present, it can't actually understand who the people are that work in the organization, what motivates them, and how to keep them engaged and on track. That's one of the greatest problems of management. It can certainly help find insights from data. That's one of the great advantages of AI and machine learning is that it can find patterns in the data that your organization collects that are not obvious to human observers simply because there's so much data being created that it does take an automated system to handle that flow and extract meaning. But as far as replacing management itself and determining what an organization should do, what strategy it should follow, how it should execute that strategy, and how to keep the organization's members focused on that, we're not at that level yet. Suvik has asked, I want to upskill myself doing short-term courses based on current market trends. Which course is most beneficial? So with respect to this particular program from IIM Indore, this is a pretty short-term course. It's 6 months. It covers the entire spectrum of management skills, and it brings those skills up into the modern present day. So I think that this program is well worth your consideration, Suvik, for exactly what you're trying to accomplish. What is the price of the course? We've covered that. Working as a part-time guest faculty at a government college with more than 2 years of work experience. Juven, it sounds to me like you are certainly eligible for this program. I'm presuming that as a part-time guest faculty, you are a bachelor's degree holder at least. So you described somebody who's fully qualified for the program. What is the certificate that will be offered for The IIM Indore program, I shared with you, it is a certificate issued by IIM Indore. It is their attestation you've completed their program, and it's something that you can demonstrate, and that they will put their full faith and reputation behind. Sanjay asked, what are the chances of, after completing this course, that we'll get a job? There is no guarantee as part of the services we offer. We offer the Job Assist program, as I described it. And the other thing that we can mention is that working with our various partners, Simplilearn has accomplished a track record where at least 90% of our learners report that they have completed their job goals once they finished your training program. So we're very proud of that record, and that your odds of finding a good job after this program are very high. Is there any scholarship available? Sanjay, I don't believe there are scholarships or bursaries available. There is a payment plan that allows you to stretch out the financial obligation over time. You would want to ask that question ask us at simplylearn.net, and they will be able to help you with that particular question. Is this a self-paced learning course? No, this is not a self-paced learning course. This is a learning program that is based on a live class schedule, live online class schedule with self-paced learning components. So there's self-study components that you do during the time between classes to prepare for the next class or to complete the projects or assigned homework for that particular class before the next class meeting. So this is not you get to sit on the computer and do the work according to your own pace without any input from the university or the program directors. This is a course where you have the ability to schedule your work on your own pace, on your own availability of time, but you do actually do the work on a overall schedule. So you're kept on a external pace in order to be able to finish on time and effectively. What is the Shiva asks, what is the specialization of this course? Is it sales, operations, HR, financial? And this is a general management course, Shiva, so it's covering a spectrum. It is not specializing. It is taking a general overview across all of the various disciplines. So once you've completed that, you are able then to pursue further courses or further programs that will let you dive deeper and specialize. But this is aimed at making you into essentially what they call a T-shaped manager, where you have the broad spectrum of skills and knowledge across the top of that T, the bar of the T, and then you delve deeper into a particular subject if that's of your interest to bring the upright of the T. What are the class hours and days in the total duration of the month? And IIM Indore says this is a 6-month program that spans or comprises 125 study hours. So you're talking 5 to 10 hours a week. If you add in the work in between class meetings. So that's the level of commitment you should plan on making. What skills are needed to do great roles in management? Mohammed, that I think we talked about that. And if you look at the curriculum again, when you review this video, or if you go to the program page, you'll see that the curriculum talks about all the different aspects of management that IIM Indore feels are necessary to be a great manager. what is the average work experience of the cohort? I would ask that of ask us at simplylearn.net. The cohorts, and because of the commitment required, tend to be people who have a bit more experience than just the minimum 2 years. And I've gone through, I'm not looking at any questions. I haven't seen any come in from the streaming audience, and I've looked at all of the questions that have come in through Q&A. So at this point, because we're reaching the end of the hour, I'm going to ask one final poll question of our audience before we end the presentation. So this final poll question is, do you need assistance with enrollment? If this is something that you like to start, I think a quarter to a third of our audience said that they're about ready to get started. Do you need assistance from us? And what I will do is I'll put again into the chat the ask us email and the link to the homepage for this program. And that's enough time for the poll. So almost a third of you are interested in getting some assistance from us in terms of how to enroll. Please contact us at askus@simplylearn.net, and I will take this opportunity to thank you all for being here. Again, you can use the QR code to go to the program page, get started through the process there, or you can email us at askus@simplylearn.net. We thank you all for your time and your interest in the program, and we hope we can welcome you into the learning community with IIM Indore. That concludes this webinar for today.